All right, I'll call the meeting to order. It was properly posted on March 23rd. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of February 27th?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And items 4 through 8 are consent docket items. Any individual consideration?
Move we approve them.
Second. All in favor say aye. Item 9 is for defined contribution for Gary, is it Lozano?
All in order?
Yep. He's good to go.
He's good to go. Get him out of here.
Is there a motion to approve?
I move approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
10 is our action to receive the monthly OT report, forfeiture account. Danny.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
All right, we ended the month of February with a balance of $774,000 in the forfeitures. This board voted to redirect $400,000 for the defined benefit plan last month. That number is not reflected in this because that did not happen until March, so I think you can take $400,000 off of that. Projecting out the rest of the year, we're estimating we'll end the year with a $609,000 balance. For the month of February, we had forfeitures in the amount of $62,000. Then the next item on the agenda is to address another $400,000 by the end of the fiscal year.
How are you, the calculation for the final 3 months,
Yes, sir.
that's $299,916, right?
Yeah, that's an average of $75,000 a month.
Excuse me just a minute, that's the last 4 months. You got, no, that's 4 months.
That's 4 months,
Yeah.
okay. Okay,
Yeah, we can, that average is 75.
Okay, so-
Your month.
if we kind of look,
That's a nice thing right there.
just out of, if we kind of look, that projection probably, it's not too high, it's a little high, but it's not too high, but because if you look at the previous 3 months and the previous 3 months to that, it's clear that we're nowhere near bringing, we're about averaging about 225, right?
Yeah, the actual average for the first 8 months is 75,000. And then last year, we averaged about 85,000.
Okay, so we're up, okay.
Yeah.
So if we do it next year, if we're projecting, we ought to be projecting at 225 as opposed to 299, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Any other questions?
What you're projecting also, Danny, is, again, understanding that your last 4 months are at this point just that, projections. But if we approve the next item, if we're to approve that for 400, then we'd be looking to end the year hopefully in the $210,000 range. And actual numbers, we actually ended the last fiscal year with $280,000.
Yeah.
And let me ask you one other projection, which is a projection that the employees like, is that the mutual fund fees have gone up because investments have gone up, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if nothing basically happened between now and this time next year, we'd be projecting around $33,000 a month. If the market stayed even,
Right.
and unless some, big time guy like, who's it, Ray Vaughn retired, and then, he's probably got a couple million in it, so that probably.
Ray Vaughn's retired?
What? When did that come up?
We just announced it.
Not very funny.
He's in Washington. He's actually
I'll tell him he's retiring or whatever.
That's 2 months there, so it's actually a little more than 15,000.
But to your point, we just had 2 of those with the sheriff and the clerk.
Yeah.
Right. And,
Oh, yeah, so that probably,
they were here 20 years.
well, except they don't have to take their money out, right?
Well, I guess your point was if they were
If they
to go
did take their
and
money
take
out.
it, there could be a
Sheriff
whole-
is taking his out. He may have already taken it out.
If their money stays in, the county continues to pay the mutual fund fees even after they're retired.
No, after they retire, we still pay them.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
As long as they stay in the plan.
Okay. All right, any other questions? Danny, you have anything further?
Move we approve the report.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you for that. And then item 11, just to address that further, about the $400,000 to the defined benefit plan.
Mr. Chairman, this, again, as we already talked about, in December, I believe it was, we put $400,000 out of county general into this year's DB retirement. Already moved the $400,000 we talked about, and then have projected to move the additional $400,000 toward the end of the year. Probably would make a recommendation, in fact, at the end of May. Thus giving us our 1.2
Right.
that we will have added to the plan over the current fiscal year, which should help our unfunded liability.
Yep, big time. Chad, all those lunches you gave the budget board are paying off. They've come through for you this year.
And all those mints that you're handing us making it hard for us to talk.
We broke this up into 2
Right.
months.
We
So
will.
this is the second,
Yeah, the first 400 we thought there was, that'll happen in March, you'll see that in March, and then I think Mr. Freeman's proposing we do the next one in May.
The $400,000, the first 400's already been transferred
when you want to transfer the second.
into May.
I'll make a motion, we transfer the second 400 effective May 31st.
And I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item 12, as you recently saw, we've had to settle a case against the county, and this is a settlement opportunity for us from a judgment that has been rendered. You would like to purchase this settlement? Pleasure of the board.
We do have, and before we make a motion or decide on it, we do have sufficient cash, revenues right now, sufficient cash right now to buy this judgment.
They're paying what now, Butch?
They're 5.5 according to state statutes.
5.5, can you imagine that?
And it's over 3 years, right?
Correct.
Okay. DA doesn't have a problem with the legality, is that correct?
No.
Move we approve the purchase.
I have a problem with the case, I don't have a problem with the...
This board had nothing to do with how we got there.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any board comments?
Yes, just one, Chairman, I noticed that the former Commissioner Bond's chief deputy just returned, so we might inform him. Ray Bond's no longer a commissioner.
We retired him.
He's been retired.
He doesn't care, he's leaving anyway. We knew this he might have known before us.
Mr. Vaughn, tell Taylor, is that what it is?
No,
You're kidding.
we're just...
We're all kidding. We're gonna have an open right
No kidding right there.
But now,
You about had me ready to cry.
but now that you mentioned it, we could start that rumor too. No. Do you have any comments, Chad?
No, none that except I think, what I really believe, I believe the state ought to just turn their business over to the county. We run our business in good shape, and they've got theirs in a heck of a shape. It's bad.
Besides that, we got a pretty good deal.
I know our treasurer can do a better job than this
Oh, hell
state.
yes.
I know he can. And,
Were you giving him the candy, or is he giving you the candy?
And I wanna know what's in the candy.
and we can't forget our friend P.D. Taylor. P.D. Taylor, he's my friend,
Okay.
and I hope he becomes our next sheriff.
All right. Good?
Mr. Chairman, after that, I have none.
Okay.
Don't have anything.
I have nothing further. Any citizens to be heard? Hearing none, any new business? If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you for your time.